So I'm going to go like I just start talking, even though they're going to hear them too, right?
You go to the host screen. You can chat.
Yo, what is up, fam? Welcome to some eSports Rocket League action. It's your boy, Andrew Schwellick. I'm chilling with you today, bringing you this stream between Delaware, Rising, our eSports side, getting some Rocket League action against Grand Canyon. It's going to be a good matchup for sure. This is our third matchup of this season, and already a strong start for the boys in blue, kicking it off with a 2-0 record so far. So good stuff. We're looking for win number 3, keeping that clean sheet in the loss column. It should be an exciting matchup. And this is going to be a fun match too because we have the squad. We've got the webcams rolling. You're going to hear the players actually chatting it up, talking strat in the game. It's going to be like the mic'd up, just like any soccer player would be in a game or something like that you're starting to see more. So this is going to be real action. And our game is just about to get underway, so I'm going to swing us over there and bring the action straight to your screens. Now, you see it here. Best of 7, Delaware Rising versus Grand Canyon. The boys in blue, Jackie, Skrilla, and Kringlers. Look at those beautiful faces. My goodness. And all the guys there jumping in as you're seeing on the screen. And we're getting ready to roll. And here we go. Delaware Rising in blue, of course. Starting off with Jackie. There he is. Now Kringlers. Kringlers carries it in. Rolling back. Jackie now with some possession. Slinging it up the wall. And off of that backboard area. And a lot of possession bouncing back and forth quickly. You see it in a nice shot. Oh, and it goes in. Good stuff. And it says, Maple is my dad. I believe that is Skrilla. And a lovely, just floats in the air. Glides effortlessly. Knocks it home. Not even a chance. Good stuff. Just about a minute in. Good stuff from the guys. Playing solid defense and then ending up knocking that home against a little bit of the run of play. And there's Jackie. Has a shot. Low post, but defended well from Grand Canyon. And, oh, right on the goal line. And that is a goal for Grand Canyon. That is Nando. You kind of see it here running off of the backboard. And I guess that's the wall. Slings that down. Just carries that in. Puts a shot on frame. Good stuff from Nando. Nice playing. Similar goals. The Delaware Rising goal. Coming off that wall, floating down from Skrilla, but then also for Grand Canyon.
I might be a little too chill, to be honest. I don't know.
And another one.
I'm just vibing, having fun.
Nando. 2 goals already. Right off the kickoff, slams that home.
I got it.
And now a quick lead for Grand Canyon. Score 2-1. Got to get back underway. And kickoff imminent. 4 minutes now to go in this first match. And right off of the crossbar. Delaware Rising on the heels at the moment. And this is cool. It's right in the box. Good save. Still on the Grand Canyon's end. Now Jackie up off the wall. Trying to carry that down. Some good defense there to knock him off the ball.
Nice.
Good defense there from Kringlers to intercept that shot. Slash pass. Nando now up off the wall trying to float, glide down.
I'll go again.
Some good defense there, but Nando stays with it, and Kringlers with a nasty save. Keeps the score 2-1.
Close.
And bouncing back and forth. Now you see Nando here carrying it down, but intercepted. Now Jackie flicks that off the wall.
What's up, Buffett?
Oh, and off top left of that goal.
Watch what I did here, guys.
And now Jackie carrying that ball. And wow, what a shot from
That's crazy.
Jackie.
Oh, what?
Good stuff. Just picks that up.
Dude, I'm saving that replay. Hold on. I'm right.
And from Skrilla over to Jackie. Gets there first before the Grand Canyon player.
You got.
Puts it straight in.
So close to getting
I got
Now
it.
the score is 2-2.
Alright, get another.
Some good action here.
Alright, try again.
And ball rolling.
Yep.
Pushed off that side.
I go mid, I
Good
go mid.
defense there off the
Oh, I
kickoff.
can't.
Now Jackie floating up.
Okay. Grabbing right
Yeah,
mid.
Yeah, he's got. I'm pressuring.
I missed.
Yeah.
I go.
Now we're watching
Yeah.
Kringlers
Oh,
as that ball is just getting forced toward the
I got
Grand
him.
Canyon goal.
Yeah, I'm 0.
And still being pressed down that way. There goes
I got it.
Skrilla getting a touch on it.
I'm back there.
Grand Canyon defending. Pushes it
Okay,
into the
okay.
Delaware Rising half.
I'll be back.
Edging. Missed.
Okay, you can
Okay.
Jackie
I'll go,
flicks
I go, I
that
go.
center field.
0.
And that was Skrilla up there. Now Jackie once
Yeah,
again
better.
trying to carry that
One
down.
up, one up. Nice.
Drive with some good defense there. Just
Bumped him. I got it.
gets that out of the mixer. And Drive now tries to
One
put a
there.
shot on it, but looks like it goes wide. Perhaps a pass.
Yeah.
One of their players trying to carry it down right off of the crossbar.
I got it.
And still being pressed towards Delaware's goal. Jackie now carries it
Oh,
away.
backward.
Relieves some of that pressure.
You?
Nando's now carrying it back off the backboard. Tries to flick it to the center and does so.
I'm picking
And
up
D-Rive
back there.
Gets up.
Okay. I'll go.
Still trying to push that toward the goal. It's still going towards off the backboard. Above the goal. Just above that crossbar. Now Delaware Rising carrying it down to the other side of the pitch.
I beat him.
Nice. Noah's back.
I'm gonna try and demo last.
Yeah.
Okay, pinch him
And
mid.
Derive is bringing it down, but Jackie breaks up that progression of play. Derive right at the goal. Tries to flick it in.
I just cut out in
Saved
time.
well by Kringlers. Now Kringlers sets it in. It's right on the goal line. And it does go in. And Skrilla slams that
Yeah, taking a
home.
hit for us.
Kringlers,
I got you.
lovely ball off the back. Crosses it in. And a demo right in
Right.
front of the goal
Both of them.
to
Okay.
provide some good cover so that
30
Skrilla
seconds.
could knock that ball in the back of the net. So now your score is 3-2. We got about a minute and a half just under that to go in this first game, which is best of 7. Remember that.
Down you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
One up.
Yeah, you got it.
Nice.
Kringler
Third
carries that down.
You shot.
Now it's going back
I
toward
got it.
Delaware's goal.
Yeah.
Looks like that may have been Nando trying to get it shot, but good defense from Delaware.
You go.
Now the ball finds itself all the way in front of Grand Canyon's goal.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Jackie
it.
intercepts that. A good flick into the middle. It's still in that 18-yard box.
I got.
Killed one.
Missed up.
Off that backboard. That ball is still right in front of the goal. Kringlish tries to get up.
Third.
That's it.
There goes Jackie.
Okay,
I'll stay over.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah,
I got bumped. Yeah, I'm
Good
picking up-
defense there from Skrilla at halfway line. Keeping that
I
ball in
got-
Grand Canyon's half.
Front right, if possible.
Yeah, I'm far back there, fool.
He's gonna have.
All right, you go, Jay. I'm down.
Yeah.
And 30 seconds
Nice.
remain.
Stay with.
And a good
Yeah, yeah.
shot
Yeah,
from
just
Jackie.
force
Flicks
that.
it toward the goal, but some good
I'm in.
defense there. Kringlers. Some lovely defense of his own. A shot.
I'm
Looks
zero.
like that just goes up at the top backboard. Good
Bluff.
defense there from Skrilla as well to
Yeah.
prevent
Nice.
one of those Grand Canyon players from getting on the end of it.
Mhm.
Now Skrilla carrying it down.
Force it in him like that.
Flicks it up. Still
Hold
Skrilla.
on. Our comms need
Flicking, and Jackie tries to get a hit, and there it is. Kringlers smashes that home after both Delaware Rising players flick it into the middle. That's Jackie and Skrilla working hard to set it up. And Kringler slams that home to put this game out of reach for Grand Canyon.
Let's go.
There we go.
4-2 is now your lead with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah, they can't hear us.
He can.
Yeah.
And Jackie
Okay.
flicks that down. And that will be the game, folks. So, number 1, best of 7. First game goes to Delaware Rising. Good stuff from the boys in blue. And there you go with Skrilla, man of the match in this one. And this is fun, too, because I know you guys can see the webcams of all the different gentlemen playing on the eSports side today. Good stuff. And you can even hear all of the chatter that they have going on, talking strat, all that good stuff. And while we're waiting, guys, what are your thoughts?
They can't hear you.
Well, I lied to you. They can't hear me, but you guys can hear them. And which hopefully we're going to be doing a post-match interview, whether that is today, but we're going to be adding more elements of our streams so that all of the different esports players that we have will be jumping in and out, having conversations with them, making it fun. Yo, what is up? So after that first match, good showing from Delaware Rising. A strong start in that first game, but Delaware Rising did go down to start with, but some good recovery there from the boys in blue to end up with a 4-2 victory there. And ultimately, just took a little bit of coaxing in the game just to kind of get the flow of that under their belt, but once they did, good stuff. Goals started coming our way, and a good start to this as our teams get ready for game number 2. Again, best of 7, so we have a lot more Rocket League action coming your way. And here we are. Game number 2 is now underway. This is, again, Delaware Rising versus Grand Canyon. Lovely matchup. And this is our third matchup, third game of the season. Delaware Rising, again, 2-0 to start. And to kick this game off, some good possession down in Grand Canyon's half. And a good save there as the ball does find its way back in front of Delaware Rising's goal, but Jackie with some solid defense there to flick that down and away. And right in front of Grand Canyon's box, looks like that was Kringlers that almost got a touchdown to knock it in, but some solid defense does flick it away. Now Nando trying to get down there, and Kringlers there with a lovely save to just knock that away from the goal. Nando flicks that back up off the wall and flying in, but good defense in the end from the boys in blue, your Delaware Rising team. But Grand Canyon all attack so far, really pressing the issue, and a good shot, but a good save keeps the score at 0-0. And now Drive tries to bring it down, but good defense in the end, and it just sneaks in. Nando gets on the end of that one to tap that in. And just like last time, Grand Canyon goes up 1-0. And Nando, you saw that right there, slashes that home after a couple quick changes of possession. But now Grand Canyon 1, Delaware Rising 0. Jackie with a good start there. And good save in the top right corner of that goal. Some lovely defense to get up and to knock that ball away. Now here's Kringlers with a little possession. And now about at the halfway line, the ball just keeps going back and forth. Now Jackie with some space and a demo. Hopefully Delaware Rising can take advantage now as it flicks in. And now here's Jackie in front of the goal. Bounces around that 18. Skrilla gets a touch. Now Kringler sends it toward the Grand Canyon goal. Looks like Kringlers is also there to try to knock it down to Jackie. Jackie was waiting, but some good defense in the end. Now Jackie doing a little defending of his own on the Delaware Rising half as Grand Canyon is trying to press the issue, and they do. Good shot from Derive. Upper 90 in that top left portion of the goal sends Grand Canyon up 2-0. And a lovely tap down to set that up for Derive. And that is a good goal. Let's see if Delaware Rising can bounce back, now being down 2-0 in this second game. Some strong showing from Grand Canyon to try to keep themselves in this series. And now the ball in the box. Delaware Rising trying to attack, but Grand Canyon sends it the other way. Nando skying up for that one. Tries to drop it down to a teammate. Some good defense. Now Kringler's on it. Sends it toward Grand Canyon's goal, which it does fall into the box. Sendrill trying to keep that out and sends it way far. And wow, what a hit. Derive ends up being the goal scorer on that one, sending Grand Canyon up 3-0. And he just pokes that through and smashes that home. Delaware Rising now down 3 goals. We still have a lot of time here. 2.5 minutes, just under that, and we get back underway. Have the ball right in front. Jackie with a good save to knock that away because that was falling right in the path of Nando in the box. Kringlers with another good deflection to send that away. But Grand Canyon is pressing the issue. They want more goals. Jackie carrying it down, but Derive with a good interception. Kringlers and Drive both up there fighting for that ball. And a shot into the box. Jackie knocks that away out of the 18. Now Kringlers Nice flick to knock that out, but does take a deflection from Grand Canyon as they're trying to keep that down in Delaware's end and are doing a fairly good job of it so far. Drive gets up with the shot. Jackie, solid save. Not going to worry him on that one. We have about a minute and a half to go, and that ball is bouncing back and forth in that bottom right quadrant of the field. Kringlers with a good clearance there as it falls right to him. Jackie skies up, and now looks like a shot, and oh, good save there from that Grand Canyon individual. Now Nando bringing that down. Gets a shot on. Lovely save. I believe that was Skrilla coming in clutch to keep that score at 3-1, and a shot brings that down for Delaware Rising. And now Kringlers gets up, sends it back into the mixer, into front of goal. We have 1 minute remaining, folks, in this one. If Delaware want to get something out of this, they're going to need to do it quick, and there's a good save. And now down in Delaware's end. Central skies up, hits that off of the backboard. It does drop right in front of goal. Some good defense there, I think, from Kringlers in the end. With 30 seconds to go, Jackie tries to have a hit. Now Kringlers is down there. And the ball bouncing in that Delaware Rising box. Both teams get up, fighting for that in the air. Ultimately deflects out to around half field. And Central sends that, takes a deflection. Now trying to knock that away. 10 seconds remaining. And Central trying to carry that, but Jackie says no thank you. All right, folks. That is game number 2. Grand Canyon takes the victory. And good stuff from both teams. As you see there, Derive is the MVP of that one. Good stuff from both sides. Definitely a strong attack from Grand Canyon after going down in the first one 4-2. They said they are not going down without a fight, and they certainly brought it in that one with the final score of 3-0. So that is now in your series 1 game for Delaware Rising, 1 game for Grand Canyon. And again, both teams looking pretty solid off the bat, and we're still early in this series, but overall some great gameplay from both sides. It will be interesting to see how Delaware Rising responds after going down in that one without being able to score a goal. Hopefully we get some more attacking Rocket League action from our boys in blue. And we appreciate you all in the stream chat. You're all awesome. We got a few people saying, yeah, no worries, dudes. Stay strong for game 3. It's okay, guys. Still more to go. Yes, absolutely. We got a lot of Rocket League action to go, especially best out of 7. So it's going to be a good night. And we're getting ready for our 3rd game of this series of 7. As the guys have all jumped in, and we are getting ready to rock and roll. And now, again, series is tied up. 1-1. Delaware Rising takes the first one. And wow, good stuff. Grand Canyon takes the second game, but Nando coming in quick within 5 seconds, scores that goal, bounces off the wall from kickoff. Nando just hops up there and slams it in. So 1-0 Grand Canyon. Will Delaware Rising be able to respond? We hope so. And we back them to do just that. As the ball goes in off the crossbar of Delaware Rising goal, and Grand Canyon is out for blood today. Some good defense there from Delaware Rising. Trying to keep this game in reach. You see Central knocks it off the wall. Good positioning there. Nando tries to knock it down off the backboard, and it's just slammed in by Nando as he is there to follow up that first shot, putting Grand Canyon up 2-0. And you see there Nando just carrying it down. As it does go off the crossbar, he just slams it in after that rebound into the upper 90. And good stuff from those guys. They are relentless. But Delaware Rising is not out yet after a great first showing from those boys. Just about 1 minute into this game so far. You see Central trying to knock that back into the box. Some good defense there to keep that out. Now Kringler's trying to carry it for Delaware Rising. And Nando is there to say, no, fam. And there is a demo. The guy's skying up. Some good defense there in the end from Delaware Rising, knocking it toward the Delaware Rising goal. Jackie gets up, trying to put that in to the half of Grand Canyon. Kringlers brings it down, and Jackie is there waiting, has a shot, but deflected well before he's able to get that on frame. As you saw that demo right in front as Drive is carrying that down now. Good defense there from Jackie to keep that away. Nando ends up getting on the end of that clearance. And now Kringler sends it down. Central is there at about halfway line to intercept, and Nando does the rest. And now that ball is in front of the Grand Canyon goal. It looks like Skrilla does have a shot, does go a bit wide. And Jackie jumps up, deflects that down to Kringlers. Kringler sends it down. Now Jackie trying to sky up to get that. Taps it down in front of goal. Lovely play there. Good team possession and passing. Now Skrilla carrying that down to the corner. And Skrilla carries that through the air. Good stuff. Gets through that challenge and tries to go up. Does take the deflection and bouncing. Oh, right in the goal, and it does go in. Skrilla, your goal scorer for Delaware Rising, gets us back closer. 1-2 is now your score. Grand Canyon still leads, but a lovely stuff there. Nando tries to get in, you can see that, but unable to keep that from going in at such a tight angle. Good stuff. Now Delaware Rising right back in it as we get underway with just about 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining in game number 3. And now Kringlers, you see him there waiting for that rebound. This ball is still just bouncing around. Nando ends up getting on the end of it, sends it down toward the Delaware Rising end. Good battle here between both teams, fighting for possession on this left side of the pitch. As it does send it right into the box of Grand Canyon. So Delaware Rising starting to find a little bit more form, getting a little bit more attacking presence. And Kringlers ends up intercepting that one, now trying to take it down. As it does find its way to Jackie in the right-hand corner. Jackie has a shot. Good defense there in the end from that Grand Canyon defender. And Central tries to clear, but only as far as Jackie. Derive tries to pass to a teammate, but it ends up bouncing off of the backboard above their goal. And Nando clears only as far as Kringlers this time. Kringlers taps that down. Lovely first touch from Kringlers, who ends up still maintaining possession. Now trying to bring it down to Grand Canyon's end. Ends up sending it to the middle. And unfortunately just deflects all the way back to Delaware Rising's half. And Skrilla, look at that. Good possession. And woo, ends up hitting that cross, or the post. Looks like that was the right post. And Central now has it, trying to flick it in. Ends up bouncing in the Delaware box, but sent out. And now Grand Canyon on the attacking foot here. Drops it in. Trying to find a teammate, but defended well. Central drops it down, hits off the backboard. Now Skrilla trying to get in on some of that action, trying to carry that back down. We have 1 minute to go. As it is bouncing in front of Delaware's box, but it looks like that may have been Kringlers that with a good save there. Now here's Jackie. Bounces that up off the side, trying to carry with you. Central intercepts that, trying to bring it down. Tries to tap that into the box. But again, defended by Delaware Rising. Now Jackie trying to get on the end of that. It is in the box. And a shot. Oh, and it's saved. Looks like that was a goal line save from the Grand Canyon players. Delaware Rising trying to even it up. And Nando brings that down. Now on the other side. Kringlers chasing. Delaware Rising all attacking. And a shot. And Jackie tries to tap that back in, but goes wide. Kringlers now carrying it down. Deflected well by that Grand Canyon player with 10 seconds remaining. Will Delaware Rising get an equalizer here with just seconds to go? As Grand Canyon tries to bring it down. And it is a shot almost from Grand Canyon. Still bouncing around, so you still play. And in the end, Grand Canyon scores with no seconds left on the clock. Your final score in match number 3, 3-1. So that will bring our series up to 2 for Grand Canyon, 1 for Delaware Rising. Still a lot more Rocket League action to come. And you'll see Nando with 3 goals, getting the hat trick there, named your MVP of that game, as Central and Derive getting 2 assists, and our goal scored by Skrilla. And ultimately, you see that down there. A lot of saves coming from Kringlers and one from Jackie as well. And a lot of saves as well you'll see from the Grand Canyon side of things. So Delaware Rising certainly on the attacking front foot, trying to get those goals. And we will need them in these upcoming matches to try to level out this series. So it's been great so far. A lot of attacking Rocket League action. And it's exciting to see Delaware Rising bringing into we're on game number 4 now. We're hoping to see a lot more of that attacking action that they brought in this game, because we're going to need to get some more points on the board, trying to level out that series. Again, the series is now 2 for Grand Canyon, 1 for Delaware Rising. And it's a fun matchup between these two teams, both very attacking, as you can kind of see from the various shots, and a lot of saves needing to come into play in these two matches as we get ready to jump into game number 4 of the best of 7 matchup. And will Grand Canyon be able to get on the front foot once again, just like in all of our games so far, as we are underway? And it looks like Delaware Rising with the first attacking sequence, and does fall into the box, and a shot, and it does go in. What a shot from Skrilla. That was very nice indeed. And Delaware Rising now gets on the board first, with Skrilla just jumping up, slamming that one home. You'd love to see that. Good attacking play from Delaware Rising, like right off of the front foot from kickoff. You could tell that they were ready to rock and roll, and they wanted to get the lead first. And this is their first lead off the kickoff, as you see a demo there on one of the Delaware Rising players. That ball is now in Grand Canyon's end. But not for long, says Central. Central brings it down, trying to get that into the box, and ultimately does, but some good defense from the Delaware Rising team as they get up to deflect and ultimately clear. It is sent right back into the box, and a good save there from Kringlers, as that may have been at least hitting the post, but Kringlers carries that out in a way. The ball is just rolling. Kringlers with another good save, as that ball was going to go into the back of the net, but Kringlers jumps up and says no thank you, as ends up getting sent back down off of the backboard of the Grand Canyon goal. And a shot goes into goal, and another amazing save. Kringlers is just doing so well in that defense, but unfortunately Drive and Grand Canyon just too much for the Delaware Rising side on that attacking sequences. He just steps up, intercepts that, and flicks it home. Good stuff from the Grand Canyon side as they level it up now 1-1. So neither team going out without a fight. And as a Delaware Rising side, you'd love to see them tie this up. And even as a neutral, you'd love to see them tie this up as a series, because that means just more Rocket League action. Plus, everybody wants a Game 7, right? That's the best part. Central tries to drop that down for a teammate. Now Kringlers bringing it down the other way. Some good play from Kringlers to use his boost effectively. Now Nando taps that down into the box. Lovely cross from Nando, but sent away by Delaware Rising. Drive in the end, trying to play some defense of his own. Now Jackie trying to get some positioning. Sky's up. Lovely stuff. That's the way to use your boost to fly up. Now sent toward the Grand Canyon goal. Defended well by Central. As the ball is really just around the midway line, as we spectate both of these teams smashing back and forth. Trying to carry the ball now is Central, who does get it into the box, but I think that was Jackie that sent that all the way down to the Grand Canyon side. But Grand Canyon coming right back at it, and some lovely passing there from Grand Canyon to get a good potential shot for Central, but defended again in the end by Delaware Rising. Now Jackie skying up and gets a shot on there. It looks like it may have been going just wide, but a Grand Canyon player does get in the way. Now Skrilla sends that back into the middle. Jackie jumps in. Ultimately, the ball gets sent to the middle. And now a shot from Central, and wow, what a shot it was. Upper 90. He had to sky up to get that. And here you're seeing it. It looks like that was Nando with the assist, and Central perfect position and taps that home. That's tough to defend when the ball is coming in that quickly. So that puts us now at 2-1. Grand Canyon takes the lead. Jackie trying to press the issue as it does get into the box of Grand Canyon, but defended. Skrilla carrying a bit, trying to bring that down into the box, and does. And there you see a demo as well. Now Jackie tries to put that home, does get on the end of it, yes, and Jackie smashes that home near the far right post as Kringlers does good to disrupt that play, and Jackie just using that boost to put it in the bottom right-hand corner. Now that is a goal to be proud of. Good stuff from Delaware Rising to get back level 2-2. And don't forget the series, Grand Canyon leads 2-1. You can see that in the top left corner of the screen as Delaware Rising on the front foot hits it up. It's off the backboard. And Jackie trying to get some positioning there. He does get up and has a shot. A good save there from Sendril in the end as he was trying to track back and does so just in time. Ball skirting around in that bottom right corner, and there's Jackie doing some good defensive work to get that ball out of the middle as it was a nice cross. Now Delaware Rising with some good passing, trying to get a shot. In the end, it does go just too far wide. Now you see Sendril with some defense of his own. Knocks that toward the Delaware Rising goal. Tries to carry it and does. But Jackie skies up to knock that away. Now Kringlers, you'll see him in the goal trying to do some defensive work of his own. 1 minute remaining in this match. And if it does tie, we do go to overtime. And it's essentially first who scores. But we still have a lot of time here to play as the ball is going off the backboard of the Grand Canyon goal. Delaware Rising pushing for that third goal to try to win this and even up the series. Now Kringler sends it into the middle. Sendril has to work his way backward and does flick that away. Some good playing from him. Now Skrilla is there with 30 seconds remaining as it is sent toward the Delaware Rising goal off of the backboard once again. Now in the Delaware Rising goal as the ball flicks to the middle. Everybody skying up. Nando does get on the end of it, takes possession, drops into the center. It is pushed towards Delaware's goal. Good defense from Jackie. Skrilla sends it down. Now Jackie in position. Has a shot. It goes in. Goal with 11 seconds remaining to put Delaware Rising up 3-2. Lovely stuff there. Skrilla just sends it down. Lovely pass to Jackie. And Jackie jumps up, sends it home to put Delaware up 3-2 in game number 4. And we have 10 seconds to go. Will Delaware be able to hold on to this? As the ball drops down, it's just sitting there waiting for it to be hit. Skrilla gets on the end. Now it's out just outside the box and sent back away, and that will be your match. Good stuff from Delaware Rising to get the win in game number 4, excuse me. In game number 4, since that does go Delaware Rising's way, that evens up our series 2-2. You see Jackie, the MVP, with 2 goals and an assist, along with 3 saves in that one. But as we saw in that game, Kringler's making a lot of saves, and the score reflects that as well. 5 saves from him, as really the attacking Rocket League action continues from both sides. You're seeing, of course, the Grand Canyon team trying to score, going hard, forcing Delaware Rising to make a lot of saves. But in the end, Delaware Rising has some attacking chances of their own, and ultimately a lot of it coming through some good possession and some good passing to squeak out a win in game number 4, 3-2. And it is now even in the series, 2-2. So we have some good stuff coming your way with our series tied up 2-2. And again, this is a series best of 7. You'll be able to see the series count in the top left corner of your screen, so you kind of know where these teams stand as we get ready to kick off game number 5. And we do just that. Grand Canyon gets on the end of it first to flick it down toward Delaware Rising's goal. And now it's bouncing right in. And what a quick goal for Delaware Rising. Jackie taps that home. And you see him going coast to coast. Flicks that off the wall, and Jackie taps it home in the upper right 90. And Delaware Rising gets another strong start, just as they did in the last game. Now go up 1-0. Hopefully a similar result as well. And Kringlers is there to play defense as he does so well. Jackie skying up, and it goes to Kringlers. So Skrilla looks like playing some defense this time, as Kringlers now gets on the end of it. But Grand Canyon pressing the issue, keeping that ball in the Delaware Rising half. And now it looks like that was Skrilla that brought it down for Delaware Rising, trying to get on the end of that. And Central brings it down quickly, but thankfully the ball just goes wide. Some strong defense to start this off as well after scoring that goal for Delaware. And here's Central. You see him going off the wall, trying to carry that down, but broken up. And I think that was Kringlers that tapped that one down. Jackie off the wall. Unfortunately loses out to Central as the ball tries to drop in there. Looks like Skrilla breaks that up, and Kringlers with some more defense to send that away. And it is now heading toward Grand Canyon's goal, but they do sky up to knock it right back. As it does bounce wide and takes one of those weird bounces off the curve of the wall. But not a problem as Jackie brings it down, sends it in front of the goal, and it goes in. Jackie doing a lot of good work in this one. Again, essentially going coast to coast, brings it down, taps it off the wall, and smashes that home in front of two Grand Canyon defenders. Good stuff from him to bring the Rising up now 2-0 in game number 5. And now Central trying to bring that down from the wall, and does so. Drops it in for Nando, who puts it away quickly after kickoff. As you see Central there trying to bring that down, does drop it, and Nando smashes that one into the bottom of the goal. Grand Canyon now with a lifeline. 1. Del Rising 2. Kringlers muscles his way on the kickoff to win that for Delaware Rising. Now Jackie tries to bring it down for Skrilla, and Skrilla has a hit, taps it toward the goal. Solid defense there to knock that up and away. The ball pops up, hits off the backboard above Delaware Rising's goal, and again bounces off the ground up and above the crossbar, and it looks like it's just saved off the line again, and just trying to smash home from Grand Canyon, but some lovely defense from Delaware to keep that from going in the back of the net. And that will keep our game 2-1 with just under 3 minutes. And I think that was Central that sent it in off the backboard of the Delaware Rising goal, as it looks like you see a demo there on one of the Grand Canyon players. The ball finds its way into Delaware's half. Central hops up, but I think that was Jackie that ends up helping deflect that away. And Nando skies that, sends it over to Central, but Jackie taps it down. And now what can Delaware do here with Jackie in possession? Brings it up off the backboard, sets it up for someone, but tapped away just too far on the end. And Skrilla now tries to bring that down, but some good defensive pressure. Drops it in front of Delaware Rising's goal. And carried, but a demo on one of the Delaware Rising players. And Derive tries to get up. Looks like he might have tried to send that to his teammate down in the center, but just too far. And it looks like a shot was coming in, but some good defense once again. Now we're seeing Jackie here, but Skrilla keeps that one from going in, as it looks like it hits almost off of that right goal post. And it drops in front. Jackie is there to knock that away, as that was going to be bouncing right in front of Delaware's goal, and it still is, begging to be hit by someone, and Nando is that someone who puts it away. And Central drops that in, and the first guy, Derive, can't finish it, but in the end, Nando is able to do just that. And a good tacking sequence there, some good passing, but ultimately a lot of good defensive work there from Delaware Rising. But regardless of that, the score is now 2-2, all tied up. Just like our series, also tied up 2-2. And this will be a big win for either side, as Derive sends that down into the box, but only picked up by a Delaware Rising player who sends it down. Central skying up, maintaining some possession, but Kringler says, nah, fam. Sends it off the backboard near the Grand Canyon goal. As Derive hits that to goal, but Jackie flips up to defend it well. It does bounce off that backboard. Central tries to turn his car, but unable to get it on frame the right way that he needed to, and brought down. Now in front of Delaware Rising's goal. Good save. That's some good defense to clear that out as it just dropped. It looks like it was Fernando. And now off the backboard of Grand Canyon's goal as Delaware's trying to get on the end of it. Still bouncing in the box and tipped away. But Jackie is there to clean that up. Some good defense there as Jackie is in the box for Delaware Rising. Jumps up over the goal to bring that down. Now Kringlers tries to tap that into the center. Jackie is there, but is deflected by a Grand Canyon player. Sent right back down with 10 seconds remaining now in this match. Grand Canyon tries to score. Looks like that may have been off the backboard. And Drive tries to sky up to get a last-second shot as it is still bouncing around, so it has not touched the ground yet, so the game continues. And now here's Kringlers. And it does bounce in front of Delaware Rising's goal. It goes off of the goalpost and almost in, and that would have been the goal to send Grand Canyon to the winner's circle, but it just hits the ground, and no goal is awarded. So we continue on in overtime. And how this works is who scores first is the winner. And Skrilla trying to carry it down. Now Skrilla with it right in the box, but defended. As one of those Grand Canyon players gets up. It's still in the box there, but kicked away in the end. Now Skrilla skies up to get that, to bring it down. Good defense there as Jackie ends up deflecting that away. Central tries to send it toward goal as he does get up and does do exactly that. As it bounces in front of Delaware's goal, Jackie is there to clean it up, but then it's hit and intercepted, and it does go in the back of the net for Central. And folks, that is the game. Grand Canyon scores in overtime from Central, who just picks the pocket, taps it home. Good stuff from him, and that will mean Delaware Rising falls in that match in game number 5. Nando, your MVP, and did have a nice aerial goal in that one. Nando with 2 goals overall. Does have 2 saves as well, but look at the saves from the Delaware Rising boys. 3 for Jackie, 5 for Kringlers, 3 for Skrilla. So you can certainly tell that Grand Canyon was attacking hard in that game. But now, with that win for Grand Canyon, that means that the series changes and is now in favor of Grand Canyon. They have 3 wins in the series with Delaware Rising's 2. So that will bring us to Game 6. It is a must-win for Delaware Rising if they hope to continue to be playing some more matches to bring it to Game 7. Delaware Rising will need a victory in this one. And it is certainly an even back-and-forth match. Punches being thrown by each team and some good attacking possession overall. You're seeing a lot of good passing, which is something I cannot do as such like a rookie league Rocket player. Just the thought of being able to pass to your teammate, that is some next level stuff. And you're seeing some great Rocket League stuff here from both of these sides. And we're now getting ready for, again, game number 6 as the series is now in favor of Grand Canyon, 3-2. This is a must-win for Delaware Rising as we get this game underway to try to bring this to Game 7, and it's what we all want as the ball just bounces off the 18, but a lovely save, and I think that was Kringlers once again, and he is just putting in some great defensive work to keep this game at 0-0. It does bounce right back in front of the Delaware Rising goal. I think that was Skrilla this time with a lovely saving challenge to knock that away. And Nando hits that toward goal, but Jackie is there to clean that mess up. Bounces back and forth. Now on the side of Grand Canyon, it's Kringlers, tries to drop it in. And here's Skrilla skying up, tries to get there, but some good defense. It's just bouncing around in the box. Jackie comes up, smashes it home. Lovely cleanup crew action from Jackie to put that in the back of the net as the ball was just bouncing around in that Grand Canyon box. Jackie had enough, slams it home right in front of Central. Good stuff from Jackie to put Delaware Rising on the board first in this must-win game. We get underway with just about 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this first half. And we need to see a lot of attacking action from Delaware Rising. I'd love to see a few more goals just to put this away so we can get that Game 7 that we all desperately desire. Kringlers with some solid positioning to get in there and clear that ball out of the Delaware box. But it's going to come back at Delaware, and it is bounced in there. And Skrilla this time with some solid defense to clear that all the way toward the side of Grand Canyon. And now dropping near the box of Delaware Rising. But sent into the middle. And now Jackie gets on the end of it. It hits off the bottom of the crossbar. And it's just stuck there. And ultimately smashed home by Kringlers. Good stuff as that ball is flicked in the box. You see it here. Jackie gets on the end of it, but hits the bottom of the crossbar and is just bouncing in the goal. You see it's just centimeters from going in. And thankfully, Kringlers is there to smash it home to put Delaware Rising up 2-0. But folks, we've been here before. And hopefully Delaware is able to pull this one out. We have about 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Jackie now carrying it down the field. A deflection from a Grand Canyon player. Ultimately clears for Grand Canyon. And sent into the box. It's off of the crossbar. Defended well as Kringlers track back. You watch that happen. Good stuff from him. And it's sent down, just saved off the line from Sendril in a demo there on a Delaware Rising player. Skrilla now gets up, tries to send that back into the box. Kringlers gets up. It's going to go off the wall, bounces around, but kicked out before it does drop fully into that box. Lovely stuff from Jackie to send that into the box. And now Kringlers gets up, deflects that as it was heading toward Delaware's side of the goal. Kringlers now skies up to drop that down, but Derive is right there to meet him and tries to carry that ball, sends it in, but deflected from one of those Delaware players. Jackie trying to get on the end of that one, but ultimately bounces around in that right corner toward the Delaware goal. Kringlers with some solid defense, as you saw a demo on one of those Grand Canyon players, as now it bounces down toward their goal. And Sendril from all the way. Lovely tap down. And there we go, back in action. And you saw a goal from Grand Canyon as our controller did die. We're good. We're back in action, but unfortunately, maybe some bad luck there from the controller dying, so that Grand Canyon does get on the board. Certainly not an ideal situation as Grand Canyon getting closer to leveling it up in this must-win match for Delaware Rising. Jackie gets on the end of it, sends it off of the back of that Grand Canyon goal, and now it is bouncing around, but the last defender there, I think that was Kringlers, gets on the end of it, and now Jackie back as well to deflect that away. And it is dropped in the goal. And it is right in front, and Nando knocks that in and scores the goal. That now ties it up 2-2. And Nando just skies and taps it in front, right in front of Kringlers. And a nice little goal there from Nando to bring this game level with just over a minute to go in this one. Skrilla does get up. With now under a minute to go. Score is still tied up. And Delaware Rising needs a goal. Whether it is in regular time or in overtime. If we see it as it is tapped, and good defense there. That could be a game-saving challenge. As now Kringlers brings it down. Some good defense from that Grand Canyon user. Jackie puts it into the box. Bounces around. No one's really able to get on the end of it there. 30 seconds to go. In game 6, Jackie skies up, hits that down toward the Delaware, toward that Grand Canyon goal. And now here's Kringlers. It bounces in front of the box, but no Delaware Rising player is able to get on the end of it. But Skrilla sends it back off the backboard of the Grand Canyon goal, and Jackie is there to meet it. And 8 seconds to go, Kringlers. Trying to bring that down. It's Skrilla who sends it in with 3 seconds to go. And it's still bouncing around, but that will be overtime, folks. In the must-win game for Delaware Rising. We need them to score first to bring us to a Game 7. And bouncing in the middle, and it just goes across, and Derive scores. And folks, that is the game. A quick overtime goal for Grand Canyon. Gets them the win in this match and brings the series 4-2. So that will be it, as Grand Canyon ultimately wins the series best of 7 in this one. And you see there, Nando with 2 goals and assist claims the MVP of this game. And it was a back and forth battle. It's a tough loss for Delaware Rising, and the first loss for the Delaware Rising boys of this season, now with a record of 2-1. But good stuff from both sides. A lot of attack, as you saw, and maybe favoring a little bit more that Grand Canyon side, because they were just always pressing that ball toward Delaware Rising. And you saw that in the stats as well, with a lot of saves coming from those Delaware Rising boys. But a good showing in the end. A lot of goals from both sides. You'd love to see it, so that's some good action. And we'll be seeing a lot more of that throughout the season, as well as you will be having games for the Delaware Rising boys every Tuesday night. So that will be some good thing to mark on your calendar if you enjoy seeing this awesome Rocket League action. The Delaware Rising squad playing some lovely Rocket League action, gracing your Twitch stream every Tuesday evening. And really a good showing from both sides, as I have said, and we are going to be getting ready for an interview, I believe, with Jackie. So we're going to get that set up so we can hear from him, get his thoughts on the match, and it should be good to kind of hear what his thoughts were overall, as ultimately Delaware Rising loses out in a good series as they take Grand Canyon to Game 6, but no further than that, as Grand Canyon does take the victory with a 4-2 series game. And we're slowly getting ready to bring Jackie on. We're excited to have him joining us here. Get his thoughts on our game. Awesome. We're just about to get his audio added in here. We're bringing on Jackie, again, one of the Delaware Rising players, to hang out with us, to chat, to get his thoughts on this tough game. It's a tough loss, especially it's the first loss of the season. It's never a fun time, and personally speaking as well, I hate losing in general at any point in time, so it is a rough day indeed. And be sure to continue to hang out on our stream, as we're just moments away from having Jackie join us for a little interview session so we can hang out. We've got some adjustments coming in on our stream. We're going to be adding in the boys Trying to get Jackie on here to chat, hang out with us for a little bit. All right. And we're still hanging out, trying to figure out how we can bring Jackie in to have this conversation with us. In our post-match interview. And from a amateur league player, I don't really know how to play Rocket League, but I dabble just for fun. So it's always good to see the guys playing super intense Rocket League stuff because it's super intense.
All right, I think we are good to go.
I think we have
Echo there.
the view set up, but I don't think we have the audio patched in at the moment on the stream. All right, well, it looks like we're finally good, fam. I think we're good. So we'll have to talk. I'm going to talk softer because I'm yelling and I'm trying not to yell. But I think we are ready to finally rock and roll so that we can have a little chat with the boys. So first, Jackie, let me hit you up. What were your overall thoughts on the match?
First thing that comes to mind is that was definitely our win to take. And those are the most frustrating ones to lose. Oh, also, we have some echo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not,
Can the stream hear the echo, or is it just...
I'm not sure. Nathan's checking on the stream as we're here if there is an echo. I'll adjust some things.
Wait. Yeah, it's still there. I was trying to whisper as much as I could.
Yeah, he's making some adjustments as you see his nice little hair.
Okay. I mean, as long as
Yeah, please.
sure you can hear us, you can just mute whenever I respond.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so he said the echo is inevitable at the moment, which we'll figure out in the end. Hopefully, we'll kind of get some more streaming setup and some practice because this is our third official stream of the season. But Jackie, yeah, would you mind dropping me again your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, so I guess my first thoughts, it's just frustrating to lose those, especially when you know that we can take on a team like that. We definitely have the talent to, and I think that we were just trying this combo for the first time, and it kind of we didn't warm up as a team beforehand, and I think that gave us a bit of a disadvantage. But they're a good team, not to discredit any of those guys. We just had to be better prepared to combat their play style.
Sure. Yeah. No, that was certainly a good team, especially from a viewer perspective. It was awesome to see, and they attacked a lot. And Kringlers, you did a lot of defending on that one that I was able to notice. Talk me through some of that and what your thoughts are.
Well, I feel like generally my role on this team is mostly as a third man. We usually have Jack up front, either doing freaking runs or just pressing every ball, and Skrilla is usually kind of our second man, holding down the midfield, supporting either one of us when we can. And so, yeah, just with the amount of pressure we were receiving in those games, it was definitely a lot of work back there. But I mean, obviously, I wasn't the only one making mistakes. I mean, between just the three of us in a single game, we had 11 or 12 saves a couple times. So I definitely think if we had some of that pressure taken off of us, we would have been more successful in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were a lot of attacking sequences, and you're absolutely right. A lot of saves across the board. Yeah, as we saw with some of the stats there, a lot of saves across the board. But Skrilla, you were definitely holding down the midfield and taking a lot of time to cross the field various ways. So definitely one of the most traveled players in the game. What are your thoughts on the match?
The match was very good. I mean, like Jack had said, like those players were really good. So going into this game, we already knew that they were going to be like the same as us, if not trying a little bit harder. So I already knew I wanted to try to like push my hardest, try to help like set Jack up for passes, try to set Braden up for passes and try to stay back out of the way. So I mean that was just our game plan, was really just to have fun with it. And so I took that to my mind instead of the beginning game. So I was just not really thinking about a win or loss. I was just kind of in the moment.
Yeah, well, good stuff. I mean, it was super exciting to watch, and now the season is still going strong, 2-1 overall. So, Jackie, what are your thoughts going into the game next week?
We just gotta win. I think we lost sight of it. We just gotta have fun, and we win games. And we stopped having fun in this game for sure. We even called ourselves out on it. We were taking it too serious. We were getting all nervous and all flustered. And those games that we won, we weren't even like trying hard. We were just enjoying it. We were laughing. We were joking around. We were going for stuff that we wouldn't normally try, and we were hitting some of it. And so I think that next week we're just gonna try and do exactly that. Just have fun with the game.
Yeah, no, it's fun to watch too, and especially like watching previous games of your guys is the way that you're so fluid, the passing, the exchanging, where you can really see that you guys are having fun and enjoying yourselves. And then one final question, and I'll have each of you guys toss in your answer for this as well. But what do you think are some of the things that you guys can work on as a team going forward to try to knock this rest of the season out of the park?
I guess I'll start that one off. Nerves. Just staying calm in like any situation. It's gonna do you justice. We just gotta relax, have fun, and we're gonna see better results instantly.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we just need to build chemistry or get back into it. I mean, I know this was Skrilla's first game, back like playing competitively for a little bit. So just getting all of us back in there and used to competing like this and just facing all these hard teams will definitely help us out in the future.
For sure.
Like my teammates Jack and Brayden have both said, we just have to like kind of loosen up the nerves a little bit. And so, like Jack just said earlier, when we were just like kind of not really like taking like a win or loss mentality, it was just we were having fun. We were setting up passes and just playing the best of our lives. And then like Brayden said, just building chemistry, that would help a lot. And then maybe even in the game, like we just play a lot more. But I know like we all have like very strict schedules, including myself. So like whenever we all are on at the same time, we just hop in and play together, just to build that chemistry, and just like kind of also have more film of the game, just so we can watch it and back into the next season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I appreciate all of you because I know we are still a fresh club in the esports scene, and you guys are doing other crazy things with your lives as well. So I know that it is difficult to manage that, plus all of this, figuring out all of these different elements. So we do appreciate you guys a ton from the club's perspective, as you guys really are kind of helping us figure out what the heck this esports side of things looks like, and you guys are killing it. So we really do appreciate you guys. And plus, it's just fun. Like, as you can kind of tell, we're still trying to figure out the casting side, but like just being able to like watch your games is so much fun. It's really cool. And like, as some guy that just like started figuring out how to play Rocket League, it's super cool and it's inspiring. It's awesome. So guys, we appreciate you. Jackie, I'll let you have the final word and I'll just sign us out.
Okay, so like I just want to say thank you to everyone who comes out and watches our stream and who comes out to the soccer game. Like, we talk about that stuff and it keeps us motivated constantly. Like, we appreciate every single message in the chat. We appreciate every single person in the stands. You guys make all this possible, and Delaware Rising is the best thing I've ever been part of. I'm so excited to see where this goes.
Well, we appreciate that, man. And yes, really, like, all of it is just for the fans, because that's what makes it so exciting and enjoyable, whether that's on the esports side or whether that is on the actual soccer side. It's all around because of the fans, and it is so much fun. But then also at the same time, like, the players, we really appreciate you for making this experience what it is, because it is so fun to be around all of you guys, to dive more into esports, to get that hyped up, and then also with the soccer side, the players there too. It's really so much fun, so we really do appreciate you all. But again, this is still mid-season. We got a lot more Rocket League action to go. The next match will be Tuesday evening, so make sure you are there, and we will have a nice stream coming your way, making sure that we have everything ready to rock and roll. But this is Andrew Schwalek. I'm signing out, and I will see all of you lovely people on Tuesday.